Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Shazani Zafran bin Muhammad Nuzaidi, and today I'm gonna talk about plant growth hormones, mainly the primary ones, where we will know the basics of primary hormones and its function in plants and vegetations. In this slide, we're gonna talk about the hormones in general, the primary hormones itself, the explanation of each hormones, and conclusions. So, what is hormones? Hormones came from the Greek word hormein, meaning set in motion. Hormones serves a variety of purposes, which is alter or regulates, stimulates, and or inhibits one or more particular physiological processes in a plant which produce in small dosages. The hormones travel across the plants, initiating sequences for different hormones, and the hormones start near the stimulus area of the plant. Now, let's talk about plant growth regulators. The first one is endogenous, which is the chemicals produced by plants that cause growth and development, which is regulated by the environment itself. For exogenous, it serves the same purposes as exogenous, but there's chances of it might be the same or different chemically. For hormones, it is low concentration and translocable to multiple parts of the plants. Now, let's talk about primary hormones. There are 5 primary hormones in these slides, which is auxin, cytokinin, gibberellins, abscisic acid, and ethylene. Now, we are going to explain each of these hormones. Now, let's talk about auxin and cytokinin. For auxin, it inhibits lateral shoots and promotes roots branching. The exact opposite happens with cytokinin, where it inhibits roots branching and promotes lateral shoots. These two hormones working together to control the cell promotion and division. Auxin and cytokinin undergoes 2 processes, which is morphogenesis and organogenesis. For morphogenesis, in apical dominance, there is a high concentration of auxin in shoots, while there's high concentration of cytokinin in the roots. With apical dominance, it will suppress lateral shoot, and with low concentration of auxin and cytokinin, it will influence lateral shoots. Lateral shoots is where the branch of the trees grows horizontally. For organogenesis, the high auxin and cytokinin ratio will boost the formation of shoots. Low auxin and cytokinin ratio boosts the formation of roots. Now let's talk about gibberellins. The main purpose of these hormones is to break seeds dormancy. Gibberellin is released by the embryo and travels to the endosperm surrounding oleolin layer right around this area. After the gibberellin signals the oleolin layer, it starts to produce the enzymes needed to break down the endosperm and feed the embryo. This would change the starch into glucose, which the embryo can use as energy and to germinate and break dormancy. And now, we're gonna talk about abscisic acid, or ABA, or sometimes people call it as EBA. The main purpose of this hormone is to act as the plant's stress hormone. It suppresses the growth of the plants. It does so by counteracting the hormones that promote the growth of the plants until it deems the environment is suitable. If the environment is too severe for the plants, which is called the abiotic stress, the level of this hormone increases to several folds and signals the plant to suppress its growth. The other function of this hormone are maintaining seeds dormancy, causing wilting of the leaves, and etc. Example of the usage of this abscisic acid is during winter, where you can see tons of leaves falling down from the trees. A little bit of my note, ABA concentration has to be low for seed germination to occur. And last but not least, we'll talk about ethylene. The main purposes of ethylene is to boost fruits growth. Fruits naturally go through a number of changes, including as colors changes, reduction in organic acid content, and increases in sugar content. Most farmer uses these hormones as fruit ripening hormones as it regulates fruits growth. But sometimes ethylene can also be used to influence shoots growth. When ethylene is applied to dark-grown seedlings, it is called the triple response, a growth adaptation observed in seedlings confronting obstacles or confined spaces is exhibited, resulting in decreased stem elongation, stem bending, and swelling of the epicotyl or the hypocotyl. A little bit of fact, farmers in Malaysia usually wrap plastics around the trees, or around the fruits, This is to boost the ethylene hormones to the fruits itself so it will ripen faster. There are few purposes or practical uses for each of these hormones. For auxin, the main usage of this hormone is as chemical thinning. This chemical is known as orange agent, which used to defoliate trees during the Vietnam War. But sometimes auxin can be used to promote tissue culture propagation. For cytokinin, the main purposes of these hormones is to promote cell division, set blossoms to flowers, and improves fruit quality. For gibberellin, the main purposes, as I said about earlier, is to break seeds dormancy and stimulate the male flower formation. And not only that, gibberellin also increases the sugarcane yields, which increase the yield of raw cane by up to 20 tons per acre and sugar yield up to 2 tons per acre. This increase is a result of the stimulation of the internode elongation. For ethylene, it is used to ripen fruit faster for the orchard farmers and to develop floral flowers for the landscapers. For abscisic acid, it is not applied directly as the plant itself produces the ABA on its own. Sometimes, growth retardants are also used, for example, as diaminoxide. It retards the plant's growth. This is to make the transportation easier and make the plant to look greener and more attractive. So, the conclusion regarding this slide is these hormones serve each and different purposes for the plants. Some may boost its growth, some may suppress its growth, but in the end, it has to do so to keep the plant alive and to thrive. That's all for me. Thank you.